Welcome to another edition of Brownie Bites here on YouTube. I'm Darrell Ryder coming to you from Cross Country Mortgage Campus in Berea, where the Browns have put the wraps on another practice week as they get ready to travel to Baltimore on Saturday for Sunday's game with the Ravens. Both of these teams, of course, losing in week one. The Browns a heartbreaker to the Cincinnati Bengals 17-16, and then of course the Ravens losing Sunday night in Buffalo. Defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. was ruled out as he continues to recover from knee surgery. Meanwhile, right tackle Jack Conklin and running back Quinshon Judkins are both listed as questionable. Conklin is 50-50 due to an elbow injury, that according to head coach Kevin Stefanski. Meanwhile, Judkins' status is to be determined.
We'll work through that, Chris, over the next 24 hours. I'd say he has done a nice job. He's done everything we've asked him to do up to this point. There's football shape, and once you get in pads and get hit a little bit, that's different than working out prior. So, but I do think he's in good shape. I thought he did a nice job with this week. He was with us all spring, smart kid, so he's picking it up quickly.
We heard from the second-round pick out of Ohio State as he fielded questions about the fallout from his arrest over the summer, the NFL investigation, as well as his readiness to play after practicing each of the last 2 days.
It's a great feeling just to be back on all of my teammates, back in the building, focus on football, and back in Cleveland to help the team win. Yeah, I don't mean about the situation, I'm glad that the prosecutors, closed the case and didn't file any charges, and I'm appreciative of that. But, like I said, just happy to be back in Cleveland, with my teammates and here to go accomplish my goal. I'm taking it day by day right now. Just focus in the playbook and just focus. I can't control that. I think, what I can do is just go out on the field and just be able to help my teammates and, prepare each and every day for it. No, my teammates, my coaches, everybody here, they know who I am. They drafted me here. The impact that I've had on the team since I first got here, back, focused, ready to take on a challenge. I would say, you learn different things and, you see how important the people that are around you are, like your family, your inner circle, people that support you when you go through things like that. But like I said, I made it through that and happy to be back. I think as a competitor, I would say, not being able to compete, that's one of the most things that I say looked at. But, I'm here now, just looking forward and ready to go out there and, compete when I'm ready. And I think, everybody here has already known who I am. So I don't think it was any second questions or anything of that nature, especially like I said, with everything being closed and with the decision of the prosecutor and all. But, just for me to be back here and with my teammates, everybody that I love, and see their emotions and how happy they were when I was back in the building, it was fun. Definitely, I would say, just back to playing football and focused, happy to be here and, start off with a great start. Good. Like I said, just still taking it day by day in the playbook, learning everything I need to know in case I have to go out there and play. Like I said, for me to be back in the locker room with all of my teammates, get to see their expressions of how happy they were that I was back here in Cleveland, and, back to playing football and just spend a lot of time with them, getting the playbook and be around those guys all day. I think me as a competitor, as a player, you want to go out there and do your best every single day you step on the field. So if I have to play, I'm going to give them all. I looked at our whole running back room as a whole, what Jerome did, look at Rocket and Dylan as well, and all those guys went out there and, did their best on the field, so I'm proud of each and every one of them.
The Browns are big underdogs going into this one. In fact, Myles Garrett corrected a reporter when he was asked about the point spread in the ballgame. A lot of confidence coming from Cleveland's locker room this week. Here's what Garrett had to say about that, as well as trying to slow down Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
We got to go out there and prove it. Talk is cheap. He's a hell of a player. He's a Hall of Fame talent. But, got to go out there and have our guys back. So, we're going to support him the best way we can, and that's by, slowing him down and stopping the run game and nullifying, their best talents as best as we can. That was 12.5 last I checked. But yeah, that definitely goes to my mind, when we're working throughout the week. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, Ronnie Stanley, Rosengarten. I don't want to leave out Zay Flowers, but all those guys give me juice to go down there and play the very best ball. So, being able to go against the best competition, many pundits and critics saying that they're the best team in the AFC, that kind of stuff gets me fired up to go against them. I don't need much more than that. I wouldn't say the rush rules are are different. I would say they're more emphasized. Obviously, he's the most athletic quarterback probably that we've ever seen. So, you got to make sure that you don't let him escape to his throwing hand, and you got to treat him like he can throw it like the best of him, and he can run it like the best of them. So you're not trying to mash the hand, you're trying to get his ass down. And it plays to the predictability of his tendencies and where he wants to go with the ball, and a bit to where he wants to escape. But there's just the inherent unpredictability about what he's going to do with athleticism, and how soon is he going to scramble, through what, through holes, and to what extent is he going to stay behind the line? Is he going to throw it, or is he going to do like he did against the Bills and run 70 yards, get 19 yards, and you just don't know. Well, it's not me versus Lamar. It's Browns versus Ravens, and I feel like it's been fun. It's always a heated matchup. It's always physical. It's real AFC North, where they want to establish the run. They want to run the ball. If they can run the ball 35, 40 times, they will. And I like going into a matchup knowing what you're going to get. The identity of a team. So we pride ourselves in our defense, and they pride ourselves in being physical up front and run the ball, and stuff like that gets me excited going into games as well.
Browns, of course, looking to spoil that Ravens 30th anniversary celebration and come home with a win. Again, they'll fly out on Saturday, and of course, the game Sunday afternoon at 1.
That's usually an older crowd than I hang out with, but I do hear it every now and then when I go to get gas. So, yeah, I do understand the feelings and the motives behind people's dislike of them, and I'm one with the city, so I try to carry that on my back when we go in there or they come to our place.
That'll do it for this edition of Brownie Bites. Once again, thanks as always for watching here on YouTube. Remember to subscribe to the 92.3 The Fan channel. With the Browns in Berea, I'm Darrell Ryder, Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.